Absolutely. So Kurt is a master of computer hacking, a former criminal who spent some time in the big house, the pen, prison, in other words. And during that time, formed a bond with several fellas. When they got out, they became roommates and tried to set their lives on the right path, tried to do the right thing, but found it really tricky to be able to get employed with criminal records. And in that process, ended up becoming friends with Scott Lang, who is the hero that ultimately becomes Ant-Man. And what's really wonderful, I love about this character Kurt and about the trio of the entourage, as we call them, Kurt and Luis and Dave, is that these are these guys who might have had a criminal past, maybe made some mistakes in the past, but they've now found this hero that they can work with. And in the new film, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I love that it starts off with us actually starting a legitimate business. We are forming a legitimate security company called X-Con, and we're going to help people keep themselves and their things safe. You know, I have so many moments that I think back on when I think about filming these films. On the sequel, one of my favorite moments during Ant-Man and the Wasp was there's a scene when we all kind of meet for the first time in the new film, and so Paul, who plays Scott, and Evangeline, who plays Hope, and Michael Douglas, who plays her father, Hank, they all show up at our offices. We're starting this legitimate business, and all of a sudden, hijinks has begun, and Scott's getting pulled into a new adventure. And remember, he's supposed to be at home on house arrest. So when they show up, instead of us making a big deal about what's happening, what are they doing here, we're actually arguing about the breakfast foods that Luis is keeping in our office because we think he's being a cheap boss. And so that day was one of the first days that all of us were back together on set. And one of the just magical things about the way Peyton Reed directs, and I believe it's just kind of the magic of the Marvel formula, is that we've got this scene laid out and we're doing this hilarious dialogue that's been written for us, and then these master actors, Paul and Evangeline and everyone else, they can start improvising around the scene. And next thing you know, we're going off the rails talking about oatmeal packets and crumb cakes and a bunch of things that obviously couldn't make it into the film, but that was a special day for me. I'll never forget. That was really fun. One of the things about working with visual effects, or when you're playing against green or blue screens and learning how to adapt to that, I've always found a lot of gratitude for the training and the time that I spent in Chicago as a theater actor. I think that when you are, used to acting and having to use your imagination when you're looking out at an audience full of people and pretending that they're not there, and having to imagine, oh, there's a city out there, oh, there's a jungle out there, whatever it is that you're imagining in a play. When I started working on film sets and television sets, I feel like that's kind of the same creative muscles that you use. So for me, it's always in my imagination. I'm always trying to picture the things that I would be seeing if they were really happening. So it's a fun challenge for me, and obviously I'm working with the best studio in the business when it comes to making that magic work. So they always have all these neat tricks and things to blending the green or the blue screen with the surrounding area so that you feel like you're really there.